All right. Good morning, everyone. It's your Professor Scott. Hi, in virtual space. If you hear breathing in the background, that's Marty. He's chilling. I just wanted to go over some stuff really quick to make sure that we're all on the same page, to make sure that when we get into next week, we're ready to go. We don't have any stuff lingering. We don't have to do any configuration. We don't have to do any tutorials. We can just start going on the stuff we need to get to next week. I'm already feeling crunched because we lost a week there for the transition into spring break and then distance stuff. So I want to get into it. I want to make sure everyone's on the same page and we can just get going. So I'm just going to go over some stuff about the course, some more detail in terms of what's going on, make sure that everyone's on the same page. So enjoy it. Hopefully you're comfy. Here we go. So I'm going to talk through, and we already kind of talked about this in class right before everyone left, but I want to talk about a basic structure of the course moving forward. And then I want to get into kind of like a checklist that I want you to do before we start class next week, right? I don't really care if you do this on a specific day this week. I just want you to do this sometime before next Sunday, which is the 29th. All right, so first things first, the structure of the course is going to stick to its Monday, Wednesday, Friday-ish structure. And what I mean by that is that I'm going to be doing things in a Monday, Wednesday, Friday frame for data structures. So I'll have 3 things for you each week. I will then have, right, for my other class, for CS2, I'll have 2 things for them, right? They're a Tuesday, Thursday. But for you guys, before the class session, so if class is on a Monday at noon 50, before class, I want you to get onto a YouTube channel, which I'll share a link with you in just a sec. I want you to watch and review any videos that are posted for that day. So I will post some videos that are going to be very similar to this one up on that YouTube channel before class starts. And I'll try to get them up the day before, but we'll see how things go. My goal behind them is to make them short. I want them to be very easy to consume for you, both for reference and just because no one wants to listen to me drone on for a whole hour while there's no interaction. So I'm going to try to make them short. I'm going to try to make them to the point. I'm going to try to make them very specific to the thing at hand, and so we can move past it very quickly. But I still want them to be there for a good reference. But I will also probably put up 2, 3, or 4 of them per class, right? As we get into deeper concepts, I will pull those apart into sub videos. Hopefully that'll make them easier to search through, to find the right video you're looking for. I will be putting links to all of these videos, both in the Discord server that we're going to talk about in a sec, and I will make a new section, our Blackboard class, that's just links to videos so that you can find them pretty easily. The other thing that you should do is I may or may not have code walkthroughs that you should also pull and then download or listen to the video. So it'll be similar to the lectures. However, what I'll be doing is actually going through like a Visual Studio example with some kind of code. For that, I will have a group inside of our class on Wikit so that it'll just be called in-class work or in-class. And that'll allow you to pull from that repository. And what I will do is I will give you both the thing that I start with, which is kind of going to be guided, but then I will also give you the thing that I edit and that I end with at the end of my walkthrough. So you have a way to compare both what you did and compare the stuff that I did. I will record that and then post it also as a video so that you can both watch me go through it, hear my annotations, stuff like that, but that it still gives you a little bit more hands-on opportunity to work with the code. Then the other thing I want you to do for each class is going to be to submit homework questions. And these homework questions are going to be very similar to what we've been doing all semester, right? I'm going to give you 1 to 3 questions that are going to be getting at a core idea of what lecture is about. Same thing, I might change them a little bit. I might make them a little bit more involved since we're not doing lecture. But they're going to be about the same. I'm going to grade them the same. Either did you turn them in, did you not turn them in, same thing. And I just want it some time that day of class. So if it's due on Monday, just send it to me sometime Monday. I will post them in a separate section of Blackboard that's clearly labeled, right? Like homework questions, just to try to help organize everything. We'll see what the best kind of method is as we move forward. Please make sure that those homework questions are emailed to me as either JPEGs, right? If you handwrite it, you can take a picture and send it to me, or as a docx or a Word document, or as a PDF. Do not send me pages. Do not send me the fancy images that iPhones default to in their photo app now, right? Don't send me anything that I can't open on a Windows system without any fancy tools. Please, please, please. It helps a lot. All right. So that's going to be the basic structure before class. So this is going to be all the stuff that I'm going to post before and that you will post before. During class, we're going to essentially do a modified flipped classroom. So during our class time, which is going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 12:50 Pacific, right? I want to be a little careful because I know some of you are not going to be in the same time zone, which is okay. We'll get into that in a sec. During class, we're essentially going to have open lab time. The goal here is that we can brainstorm ideas, we can clarify any concepts that people have, we can develop projects that you're working on. The way we're going to do this is that we're going to have a Discord voice and text channel that will be dedicated to each class session. And then I, on my side, will also stream that session to the YouTube channel. Now, the main goal behind this is that you can watch my screen, but then also that after the session, after our class time, we can have those documented and posted. So if I'm helping a student, the rest of the class can still get access to that conversation, still get access to that kind of operation. Now, we have to figure out a little bit of the particulars around here. I have a question about privacy in a little bit. I think that I'm just going to record the Discord chat conversation unless there's a reasonable concern from you guys in terms of what you want to do. So, right, this is going to be one of those questions I have in terms of how you want to push forward. I would like to just record and stream that conversation, or at least record it so that we can add it to it later, so that we can look at it for future reference. It's a little bit weird. Or I might just stream my own voice, and then I won't identify people by name necessarily, but I can still talk to your questions. But we'll have the Discord voice channel going. We'll have the text channel going. If people have questions, if people have things they want to talk about or work on, that's what that space is going to be there for. And again, I will post those afterwards. Now, the reason I have this structure, the goal behind this is that our content, right, the stuff you need to learn will be asynchronous. You don't have to be at your computer at 12:50 every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I know for some people that's not going to work, both for timing, both for all kinds of things. That's fine. I want the content to be asynchronous. So I want you to be able to consume that content at whatever pace and time is good for you. However, I also want to make sure that I can give you real-time support and not just kind of haphazardly for everyone, but I want to have a chance for everyone to come together so that we can all work on the same thing at the same time, right? I don't want to have to, have a chat with someone and an email with someone else and then a voice call with someone else. That's all the same content. I'd rather pull all of that conversation into one single stream so that everyone has access to it. That's the goal behind this, in-class lab time, is so that everyone has access to these conversations. So that's our goal. Right, in everything, please let me know if you think there's a better way we can do this, or if you have a good idea for how to do this better. I know we already talked about this, but I'm just going to hit home on it a bunch, right? Please, 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 please check your email. Every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday, there's going to be content for this class, right? I know some people are like, oh, it's online, we can just do whatever. Well, no. It is going to be online, but we're still aiming for that 6-ish hours a day of, or 6-ish, not a day, 6-ish hours a week of stuff. So if you, skim through the week and you're like, oh, I'll do that data structure stuff later, it's going to pile up, right? You're going to have stuff you need to do. Just because you don't have to come to class doesn't mean that there's not work to be done. So please, please check your email. If you're not getting email for whatever reason, that's not because I forgot or I'm not sending it to you. It's because, right, like you're missing something. So please check with me if there's confusion about anything. And please, please, please speak up, right? If stuff's not working for you on a technical level, or stuff's not working for you on like a learning level, right? The learning environment isn't good. Or just you have questions, please, 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 please let me know. It's going to be extremely hard for me to support and engage with you if you're not reaching out and if you're not letting me know that there's an issue. I'm going to assume that everything is good because I have no other reason or no other method to know otherwise unless you say something. So please let me know. All right, so please I'm going to go over this checklist of things I want you to have done before next Monday. So the 29th is Sunday. Please do this checklist before next Sunday. Now, first thing on FERPA and privacy. We talked about this on Friday, but I want to be really clear about it. Your participation in any of these public or semi-public platforms is not required for the class. If you have an issue with using Discord because it's a publicly facing platform, or if you have an issue with like me saying your name on a public YouTube, that's fine. I want to respect that, and I want to make sure that you know that I take that very seriously. I'm going to lean a little bit into using Discord and YouTube because I think that it will give a greater clarity to the class and a greater transparency to the class. However, if that's a problem, please let me know, right? Send me an email. Let me know what the problem is. I don't want to say problem, what your concern is, right? Let me know how I can kind of mold the pattern that we want to do for this class and still fit for what you want for your privacy, right? If you think all of this is just going to be entirely not okay with you from both a FERPA or just a privacy standpoint, let me know. We can figure out a different way to do this. And I'm also okay if you want to opt out of using Discord and then use just email to interact with me. That's okay, right? The reason I'm pushing towards Discord and YouTube is more for, I think it's going to be more beneficial for all of us to be able to see what everyone else is doing. So on that note, the Discord server is only going to be our class and Jude, our TA. That's the only people that will have visibility into the server. Right? This is essentially going to be the same thing as walking into class. There's not going to be additional people that have access. Additional people aren't going to be able to come in and see the chat. Right? That's all going to be private from the standpoint of just our class having access. For the stream, again, I'm trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to do this. I think what I might do is just default to saying, unless you say otherwise. No, see, you can tell just in my hesitation that I don't know how I'm exactly going to do this. I think what I want to do is basically allow people to either request to not be identified or vice versa, say that they're okay being identified. The thing I want to kind of avoid is this thing of like, oh, this student is asking this question. I'd rather say something like, oh, Scott is asking this question, or hey, Scott, I see your question there. This is my answer, right? I'd rather use identifiers just because it's a little bit easier both for me and the class to know what's going on. But at the same time, right, if there's a consensus or if you individually don't feel comfortable with that, let me know and we'll figure it out, right? It's something that we'll come up with a good way for managing this problem. So if hearing that you have concerns, please let me know, right? We can change anything at this point, right? We can change it if there's a concern about privacy. If you think there's a better way to do this for whatever reason, please let me know. And if you want to stay anonymous, please let me know. Obviously, I can't have you be anonymous to me. I still need to know who you are so I can grade stuff. But in these platforms, if you want to have an anonymous handle, that's okay, right? I'm perfectly fine with that. I would prefer you to use your name again, but it's not required in any way. And I'm more than okay with you preferring to stay anonymous. Just communicate with me, let me know. I know that we're moving kind of outside of this FERPA land, and so I want to be careful that I'm still making sure that the learning environment is good, but also that you have your privacy controlled. So please email me if any of those things are concerning. All right, your checklist. This is your soft homework for the next week. The first thing you should do is verify that you have access to the YouTube channel that this video is on. Now, I assume you got here because you got the link from an email that I'm going to send out. Bookmark that YouTube channel. If you want to subscribe to it, go for it. If you don't want to mix that stuff up, that's fine. But make sure that you can get back to this YouTube channel. I'll be posting links to the videos both in the Discord and on Blackboard, but still it would be good for you to have access to it. So go ahead and grab the link to the channel that this video is on. It's the Whitworth University Computer Science channel. Additionally, if you have not already done this, you need to get Visual Studio Code up and running. You need to verify that you can clone a project, verify that you can compile that project on your local machine, and verify that you can push a change to the server, right? Make sure you can do all three of those things. I don't really want to have to deal with troubleshooting a whole bunch of stuff, 2 or 3 weeks from now when people realize, oh, I didn't actually get Git set up correctly. I didn't actually, get MinGW installed all the way, right? Please get that taken care of this week. Let's figure that out. I don't mind helping you, but let's get that figured out sooner than later so we don't have to get bogged down with it later. Now, on WikGit, there's a tutorial section, and we are updating a lot of the content there to be a little bit more accessible. I have made a number of videos, one that's going through the installation process if you want to watch me do that. It's pretty long and pretty in-depth, but it goes through a lot of the different steps you need to take. Additionally, I have put up a kind of workflow video that goes through how do you actually use WikGit and how do you actually go through to make stuff in there. So please check those out. Make sure that you're okay with those things, right? We're moving into you having to do these things by yourself. So please let me know if there's an issue. The other thing you should do is you need to connect to the Discord server. Now there's 2 different Discord servers that I want you to know about. There is going to be a specific data structures server that's just for our class that I mentioned before. Please connect to that. It will be in the link that you got with this email. It'll also be on Facebook. If you can't find it, email me. I'll get you an invite. I'll make sure you get set up with it. Additionally, you should know about the CS Tutor server. This is being run by the tutors, Eli and Nathaniel. They are both going to continue doing tutoring via the Discord channel. It's already gotten a fair amount of use by a couple of you, so please keep using that. It's a good resource for both you to find that help and for you to just make connections outside of our specific class. That server, the CS Tutor server, is not as kind of siloed as the data structures server will be, right? The CS Tutor server is for anyone who wants to access it. The data structures server will only be students from our class. So again, if you're concerned about FERPA or privacy, I can help you kind of identify what those 2 things are. All right, so please, before next Sunday, do these 3 things. Make sure you can get to the YouTube channel. Make sure that you can get Visual Studio Code working. Make sure that you're on the Discord server. Now, if you've done all of those things, right, go ahead and leave a comment in Discord. I've already made a text session called check-in session. Just give me a status of like, yep, Scott, everything's working. We're good to go. This is just a sanity check for myself to make sure that everything is working, to make sure that I don't need to chase down anyone and make sure we're good. All right. Additionally, this Wednesday and probably this Friday as well, I will be testing out this whole live streaming process. If you are available, jump in, right? We can talk about Project 4, the recursion problem. We can talk about other stuff, right? But let's test this out. Let's make sure it's working correctly. Make sure you're seeing the live stream. Make sure I'm setting it up correctly. All that good stuff about how we want to do this. It'll be a good conversation in general as well. So that's your soft assignment. I'm not grading this. I'm not going to, the only reason I'm going to check is to make sure that everyone's okay. But please just do this, right? Please make sure all those things are set up. Make sure that you can get access to all the servers. We'll do a dry run Wednesday and Friday of this week to just make sure it's working. All right. Hopefully that's good. I'm excited. I think we're going to be okay. I think it's going to be a little bit of I don't want to say hiccup, but it'll be a little rocky at the start, making sure that everyone's on the same page. But I think we're going to do okay. So let me know if you get problems. Let me know if you run into any issues, and we'll get going next week with stuff. Project 4 is still going to be due, I think I said next Monday. So hopefully you're getting that done. If you got any questions about that, let me know. All right. Well, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.